and welcome back to the 2822 studios as Sports Night was on the road, and we are finally back in our home garage after a long but very, very fun 72 hours in Pocono in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. 2822 Sports Night executive producer Ricky Turner joining me. I am Zach Grady, the sports director here at WBRE, WYOU, and we thank all of you guys who showed up. Ricky, that Saturday night, we had quite the crowd. It was college game day-esque.
Yeah, the best part about that is that that was not planned. That was sort of a late-minute adjustment because of how the race ended on Saturday night.
Almost never ended on Saturday, more like it. Yeah, quite the three different races, almost, you could say. Three really different styles from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. Friday, pretty much total domination. Saturday, a record amount of lead changes and caution flags. And then Sunday, a very late pass by Denny Hamlin with about 4 laps to go as Christopher Bell, unfortunately, just running out of fuel, just a lap shy. But just three totally different races on the same course over the 72 hours.
Yeah, it was really, again, a tale of 3 days. The first, as you just mentioned, the first day relatively clean. Gio Ruggio getting a victory there at Pocono. And he, raced a pretty clean race.
Took it, eighth lap, took the lead and never looked back.
Yeah, 51, led for 51 laps. I think briefly was not in the lead for 1 lap because of, I think, maybe a restart or something along those lines. But yeah, for the most part, he really controlled the race, and there was really, again, from start to finish, Justin Allgaier, he was happy to win. His 5th win matched his season total from last year, so he's gotten the old guy, getting off to a really, really good start there. Had a nice moment with Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s family on the stage because of a pre-race little bet wager that they had. They said, if I'm gonna win, or Dale Earnhardt Jr. asked, hey, if they win, could we come on victory lane with you? And he's like, if we win, I'm driving your family up to victory.
Really? I didn't know about any of this. All right.
Yeah, so a little bit of a fun wager there. And as you mentioned, Denny Hamlin wins stage 1. Him and Kyle Larson were going back and forth. And then stage 2, bit of a I think there was like a 9-car wreck in stage 2.
Coming up out of turn 3, there was a big wreck. Brad Keselowski out of the race due to the wreck. He actually went right into Bubba Wallace, who did not have a great weekend as Bubba Wallace. He actually didn't finish qualifying and started last at the back of the pack. I mean, he worked his way up, but then unfortunately was part of that 9-car wreck, as you mentioned. And then, at the end, Christopher Bell, who also coming back off of a broken wrist from his really bad wreck at Michigan. And that was a big talking point on Saturday when I was in the bullpen sessions. There was a lot of conversations about the next-gen cars and the safety features and the fact that, I mean, when it was all said and done, he had said his ankle was hurting him, but he had a broken wrist, and due to it, basically his whole car had to be flipped. Anything he did with his left hand, he now needed to do with the right. So it was a total different setup for him. And that said, he had the lead with 4 laps to go, but just out of fuel, unfortunately. And at that point, the person who was right behind him was Denny Hamlin. And at that, the writing's on the wall then.
Yeah, when Denny Hamlin gets behind you, and again, as you mentioned, that was a risk coming out of that to not take that pit stop. And unfortunately, again, Denny Hamlin ended up pulling away, and he was down, I think, 14 seconds at one point. Chris Bell had a huge lead, but talked a little bit about it during the press conference and some of the stuff post-race. Bell just sort of ran out of gas, sort of had to manage that fuel, and they were also thinking that is this guy going to run out of gas? Is this guy going to break down on the course? But yeah, Hamlin played that perfectly. Ultimately, took the lead with 5 laps to go and gets another victory at Pocono and fittingly, it's his 8th career victory, which also ties Kyle Busch for that.
So he said it was his 9th, but I mean, it's his 8th NASCAR victory for sure. Kyle Busch has 8 victories at Pocono. That's across all 3 of the circuits, whether it be Truck, O'Reilly, ARCA, NASCAR. So, but Kyle Busch, now the current track record holder alongside Denny Hamlin because of Hamlin's win yesterday. And as well, Hamlin now 3 races in a row. This is the first time in his career that he's won 3-point races in a row, which is, the second time actually that it's happened this time on this season on the circuit, as Tyler Reddick has already won 3 races in a row this year. As well, Hamlin, getting a little bit closer to Reddick, as well as Reddick is ahead of Hamlin in the Driver Cup standings right now. Hamlin second, Reddick first. But as you had mentioned, the 8 wins, it ties Kyle Busch on a weekend that a lot of drivers talked about, and a lot of drivers mentioned this is kind of the first time on the circuit since everything that has happened that they've really seen the push from the track, the push from the individuals who are attending the races, where, absolutely he was there and his shadow loomed. But at the same time, what Pocono did, whether it was the rowdy on the finish line, whether it was the rock in the entranceway, whether it was the new memorials that were put up throughout. In fact, actually, we did an entire show right in front of one as well. Drivers were really at that point noticing and mentioning for the first time. I mean, like I said, they said, when you cross that finish line, you always know it says Pocono right on the other side, but it didn't this year. As you cross that finish line, it had the rowdy out there. So it did have a different feel to it, but it's almost fitting that this year of any year, Denny Hamlin is the one who gets that 8th win. And as I mentioned, it's win number 5 this year on the NASCAR Cup Series. It's the 4th in the last 5 weeks. It's his 3rd in a row. And it was another, he took the pole. So it was another ultimately dominating performance from start to finish.
Yeah, and another stat you can throw out there is it's been 44 years since someone's won 3 straight races. So that's another fun tidbit there. But yeah, Denny Hamlin, he just says when you're scrolling through his career highlights, this Pocono means a lot to him, because you're just gonna see there's Pocono. There's Denny when Denny won in 2026. There's where Denny won. I believe in
2023 was his last one before this. Yeah,
but he's just said so many of his highlights have come here at Pocono, and it's so special for him, and again it feels like home. And I think a lot of racers sort of felt that way about this racetrack, as they were always talking about the fans, the atmosphere with everything there, and it just really is, I think, a special atmosphere, because the campgrounds were sold out. I know a couple of the racers talked about that, seeing all the people watching the qualifying race, and they're like, wow, this is a really packed atmosphere for, again, just the day before and watching the qualifying races.
Absolutely. From O'Reilly, ARCA on Friday to O'Reilly to the NASCAR on Sunday. You had us upwards of 115,000 people there, and you could feel it. You could see it. I remember when we were finishing up our show on, I want to say Friday night, when we were finishing up Sports Night live from Pocono, you could just see all of the flags flying across the infield, and all of the different parties and celebrations that were going on, and the concert was going on. And as we were driving out, there was families at the playground still. And it was only 9:00 at night, and it's the summertime. Yeah, that's kid. It's like, shouldn't they be asleep? No, it's the summertime, and it's 9:00 at night. And then, when you look at these videos here, it's packed. It's a packed house. Whether the green flag's flying, the checker flag's flying.
The yellow flag is flying a lot.
Is this the O'Reilly? Are we watching some O'Reilly?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, again, okay, so, yeah, let's talk about O'Reilly. Oh, all right, actually, what was it like? You were down there in the pits. What's it like as they're doing a pitch crew change right there?
Well, as a reporter, you get really great Nat sound when someone's getting repaired or worked. Tires worked on right in front of you. So there's that. But yeah, it's a heck of an atmosphere, and I don't think a lot of people realize what these guys go through. Like there was one guy with an elastic workout band. He's doing like squats. He's going across working out, and it's one heck of an atmosphere down there. But again, they have to work fast. We look at it. I think 7 to 8 is what most crews shoot for in terms of pit changes. But yeah, they get in and out. The car's pulling away, the gasoline spilling as the car's pulling away, and there's a lot of communication that happens within not only the driver going into the pit, but also at the pit and telling them when to go.
And yet it takes 3 hours to get an oil change whenever I go to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Talking with the managers in the office, it was sort of like we sort of talked about the weekend, and it was like, it takes 45 seconds for one of those car shop employees to scan the sticker, but these guys are out of here, and 12 seconds is bad for a pit stop.
How are you feeling after the weekend?
It was fun. As I've said, I've never really been deep into NASCAR, but just being there, it's one heck of an atmosphere. It's like the people are extremely friendly. Everyone is having a good time. Everyone's supporting their racers, and there's Pocono, I think Raceway is unique in that, there's, as you mentioned, there's parks. There's, I think, a little dog park even where you can bring.
Yeah, I saw that there. And, again, it was, the sponsors are out there handing out stuff to the dogs and everything like that as well. So, no, it was just a great atmosphere. And, I remember when I left on Friday night, I was having a conversation, and I didn't get to enjoy it enough on Friday night. I didn't get a chance to really, take it in. And someone asked me, what was it like? How was it? And I was just like, you know what? I saw the inside of the media center. The hot dog was okay. It was just one of those things as you're trying to prepare and plan for 2 hours of live television, you're confirming, your guests, you're finishing up the editing. Again, what you're watching right now here, what you're seeing right now, we're shooting 35 minutes before it gets live on air. So, we know we're going to be able to bring stuff to you, but we don't necessarily know exactly what it is going to be every time. Because, again, we talked about it, Gio absolutely dominated. It's easy to get these clips. It's easy to kind of figure out exactly what you're going to do. But, Saturday night, we're going live on the air at 7 o'clock, and at 6:58, we're still in a caution with 4 laps to go. So it's so much fun, though, in those moments. But at the same time, on Friday night, I'll say, I didn't enjoy it enough. I didn't get a chance to take it in, where I made sure on Saturday and then more so on Sunday that not the whole thing, but I carved out maybe short 5-minute stretches, 10-minute stretches where it's like, hey, just take it in for a moment.
Yeah, and I think that's what you have to, being there with reporters. And obviously, again, we have 2 live shows, especially again on Friday, we had 2 hours of live TV back to back, 1 hour here on SportsNight, and then we had the Tricky Triangle show on from 7 to 8 as well.
Yeah, that was on WYOU previous to us getting in here on CTV.
But yeah, there's that, and then Saturday you still have an hour live show. Plus you have the 6 o'clock newscast where you're still trying to get stuff into, and again, obviously couldn't show the highlights of the O'Reilly race on that 6:20 newscast because
it's still going on.
It's still going on.
And then Sunday, it's weather. Everything that we had planned for starting at 3 is now at 1. Everyone's up a couple hours earlier. Everyone's traveling a couple hours earlier. Everyone's got to deal with traffic a couple hours earlier. So, but speaking of traffic, we have run right through the break. and right through a stop sign. So we are going to go ahead and take a pause right now. We'll take a pit stop here for a second because we got to fit a break in because at 8:30 we are going to bring you something very special here on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. We are going to go live to Miami where we are going to check in with the World Cup. And today as the third day of action, no, third or fourth day, fifth day of action, yes. Sorry. Poconos got me crazy here. Fifth day of action, including action in Atlanta, Seattle, and Los Angeles again, but also as well Miami. So we're going to head down there. So don't go anywhere. We are going to be come back right in just a few moments here on 2822 Sports Night on the CTV app. Probably won't work because, you know, anything that we do, we have to try at the very last moment and figure it all out. But that's what do we say? What's the motto?
Trust the process.
Because it's live TV and it's fun and it's awesome. And we're having, you having fun, Ricky?
I'm having fun, yeah.
You enjoying everything we've done so far?
Yeah, it's been a fun time.
What do you think the last month's been like? Just putting you on the spot here, aren't I?
It's been, you know, obviously, again, we're still trying stuff out with this. Obviously, again, with it only being me and you now.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to have some adjusting to do over the next week or a couple of weeks or so. But, yeah, it's been fun. I think we're having...
Luckily, it's summer.
Yes, it is summer, so there is that. As you mentioned, I have a Steelers shirt on, but football season is a little bit away still. So
I don't think I can stand on any high horse about not repping your teams. At this point.
That is true. That is, yes, it's very true.
I think everyone knows where I stand at this point. Can we talk about it?
Yes, absolutely.
Can we talk about it?
We can.
Dude, okay. I will ask you this. Have you watched any of the, like, just the videos of people celebrating on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all the different channels at this point?
Yes, I've pretty extensively followed the Knicks celebration through games, 1 through 5 of this series.
It's different, right? It's different. I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people have said, people are blowing it out of proportion. They're making too much of a big deal of it. It's not what we're saying it is, but it's not. It is. It's different, and you saw it on Saturday night. Because I'll tell you this. How many times have you seen in L.A. or in Boston or in Denver or Golden State or San Antonio people on every single street corner watching the games, being projected onto buildings, being projected onto billboards, being projected just anywhere. Bodegas just putting TVs in the corners or in the windows, and people just on every single street corner watching it together as a community, as a culture, as a city. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, I personally never have. And it's certainly been something to witness over the past, week or so, week and a half. That it's just, again, the fans out there are as passionate as you can imagine, and for that fan base to finally witness something that hasn't been done since when Willis Reed played, I think is certainly something.
53 years, 1973.
1973, and now Jalen Brunson going to get a statue out there now that he's done this.
All right, let me ask you a better question, and I don't know. He probably will, honestly. I mean, number 11 will 1,000% be retired. Jalen Brunson will be the last Knick ever to wear number 11. There's no question about that in my mind. Number 11 will never be worn again by another Knick. At the end of the day, we talk about all the different things that make up the face of the league. Why is Jalen Brunson not the face of the league?
That's a good. Again, you could very well make a great argument for that now.
I mean, we talk about Ant. We talk about Wemby. for a while. Well, I mean, listen, I mean, obviously LeBron and Steph are still LeBron and Steph, and even KD to an extent. But, you know, it's always who's the next face of the league. For a little while, it could have been Ja Morant, and then it was Ant, and, you know, again, now it's Wemby the alien. You know, SGA, Shea was going to be the face of the league. Why is it not Brunson? The most clutch player in the biggest city doing it for the team that no one else could do it for. Please explain to me why it wouldn't be Brunson.
Yeah, I think there's a very, very good case of that right now. Biggest market, winning something that no one else could in the last 50 years. So I think he's certainly got a really good case right now.
All right, people in the NEPA are going to be happy because I'm getting cut off. I'm gonna have to cut myself off here because we're gonna make sure that everything is working and ready to go. So we're gonna take a little bit longer of a break here as we get set and get ready. We went long in the first segment. We'll go short here in the second segment. We're gonna take a little bit longer of a break here to make sure that everything's going on. I'm gonna just, you know, keep talking here for about another minute or so as we'll go out to break at 8:25 and make sure that we have enough time to get everything all set up and ready to go as I see our special guest hoping and getting ready to sign on as well. So, yeah, don't go anywhere. We are going to head out to Miami and our World Cup coverage right here after the break. We are on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night, and we will see you in just a moment.
They scored extremely early and really set the tone early on. And I think that's what they needed to do. And that's what you need to do if you're the host country. Because there's a lot of pressure on you as the host country to go out there and perform the way that you do. And they went out, they attacked early, they got on the right foot, and things just seemed to really get rolling from there on out. But shout out to them, and I think the next game they're on is Friday at 3 p.m. But
yeah, against the Aussies, you got Friday. They're headed to Seattle for a game against the Aussies, and Friday at 3 p.m.
That's going to be one to watch. And another big game today, I think, was Spain against Cote d'Ivoire.
That was I couldn't believe that result. That result was insane.
That was something because I think Spain put on the 40-year-old goalkeeper, mind you, over 20 shots compared to Copa Verde's 6 shots. And Spain, who is one of the favorites to win this World Cup, come away with a draw against, I think, the smallest competing island in the World Cup.
And let's just to break this down, Spain is the 3rd ranked team in the world globally right now, while Costa Verde is 64th. So to break that down, that's a 1 seed drawing with a 16. That's the one. Who was the 3 seed, or who are the number ones this year? Who are the 4 number ones?
I'd have to assume.
I'm putting you on the spot. Hold on, I'll look it up.
I was gonna say I'd imagine England would be up.
No.
there.
No. I'm saying NCAA men's basketball. Who are the 4 number 1 seeds for the?
It was Michigan, Duke, Arizona, and Iowa State.
So again, okay, that's the equivalent of one of those teams drawing with Siena, because Siena was a 16 seed this year. So that's the equivalent of the Siena Saints taking the Duke Blue Devils to the limit, which actually they came pretty close to. Actually, yes. I think those two teams did. I think those 2 teams did meet up. Actually,
Siena and Duke? Yeah.
Yeah.
GMAC took the Duke down to the wire.
Yeah. So that's what you watched today. Wow, I did that by accident. I'm proud of myself. I'm really happy I just did that. That's what we watched today. I mean, that was the equivalent with a draw between Spain, a team that's predicted and has a ton of money to be the winners in this World Cup, and a team that, you know, got in on the very last possible day of qualification.
Yeah, they really went in, got their again, I'm sure for a country that, again, as small as they are, an island as small as they are,
That's a win for them.
that's a win for them. Going up against one of these soccer powerhouses of the world, you're going to take that any day of the week, and that's I think some of what this tournament does. Even if a team doesn't make it out of the group stage, moments like that will be remembered. And that goalie had 50,000 followers going into the game. You want to know how many he has now? 2 million.
Okay, if you went to bed one day and you had 100 followers, and you woke up in the morning and you had 1 million followers, would you be worried or would you be happy?
Probably a little worried at first.
Yeah, it'd be like, what did I do to have this happen?
Yeah, certainly. Again, I think a little worry would come upon at first, but then you seeing what it is, maybe you go on from there. But yeah, certainly, I think a little bit of worry at first comes over you.
It's funny actually. As you're saying this, I just got a notification that I just got a new follower on Instagram. Do you know who it was?
No, I do not.
Oh, you don't. If I asked you whose phone number was 281-300-8004, would you know who that was? 281-300-8004. You don't know that, do you?
I'm gonna guess it's a reference to something that I'm not getting.
Do you know who Mike Jones is?
I've heard of them. Mike Jones.
I'm so old. I'm so old. Okay, I got a story to tell. All right. Do you know who the Wu-Tang Clan is?
Yes.
Okay. So we have a producer here, and that producer will remain nameless. But we have a producer here who I said to them today, oh, yeah, I did something stupid, and I bought another Knicks shirt because I've bought several Knicks shirts in the past couple of days. Several Knicks shirts in the past couple of days.
NBA champion shirts?
I did. I bought the NBA championship shirt and the NBA championship hat. I also bought I did buy a Dan Housen Knicks shirt. I bought the championship Housen Knicks shirt. And I bought, what else did I buy? I bought a Knicks fitted, not a championship one, but another one. So I got 2 fitteds. Yeah, my mom's going to kill me. I bought a Josh Hart jersey. And I'm probably going to end up getting an OG and a Brunson jersey before it's all said and done as well.
Hero.
Oh, yeah, I got to get an OG jersey. And, I didn't want to get the Brunson jersey immediately because I didn't want to be like that guy, but I'm going to get one. So, but that all said, I bought another shirt today, and I'm going to tell the story real quick because we got to fit 2 more breaks in before we're all said and done here. We're going to get in a lot of trouble. Yes. Although we took a super long one, so that counts for 2. Yeah. But, okay, bought a shirt today. It's a Wu York shirt. So Wu-Tang Clan W, you know what that looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought it. I showed it to the producer, and they go, oh, that's a pretty looking butterfly. This is WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. We'll be right back after this break. Just looking here on WBRE, WYOU's 2822 Sports Night, and I'm just, doing some perusing and checking. And do you know how many days it's been since a New York team won a sports title?
Well, not now. It's just 1.
It's 2. It's
2.
2. Yeah, it's 2. But unfortunately, that's not the most recent of any team to win a sports title. Do you know how long it's been since a team has claimed the Stanley Cup? That's one day. That's one day. That's one day. Yes, the Carolina Hurricanes claiming the Stanley Cup, and doing so in very dominant fashion in that last game, and not only doing so in dominant fashion, but also doing, Ricky, the NFL calendar never frickin' stops, does it?
No.
It never stops. We got some breaking news here on 2822 Sports Night. Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brendan Sorsby plans to enter the NFL supplemental draft. his NCAA eligibility still up and being determined, as he admitted, not only admitted to betting on sports, but admitted to betting on his own team, several times. How is this guy? And here's the thing. A team's going to draft him. This isn't a player that's not going to be drafted.
Oh, no. He's probably projected to be one of the best was projected to be one of the best QBs in next year's draft class.
And you're going to get him probably for a third-round draft pick. If he goes into the supplemental draft, I don't see a team using a first-round pick. Because the way the supplemental draft works is if you take a player in the supplemental draft, it costs you that round's pick in next year's draft. So if someone takes him in this year's draft in 2027, their pick in that round will be Brendan Sorsby. So more or less, if you use a first round to take him, you're giving up your first rounder. I don't see that happening. I would not be shocked if it happened in the second round. There's no chance that it's not going to happen in the third round, in my opinion.
Yeah, third rounders really when you start not dart throws, but third rounders really when you start getting into that gray area. And again, you can still find talent in that round, but
how about a top quarterback prospect in that round?
Yeah, you're not going to find many in that third round. Even second rounders. I mean, it's usually like first or then third round.
Do you think he makes it past the second round? Do you think he makes it past the second round in the supplemental draft?
In the supplemental draft?
Because it's going to cost someone a second rounder next year. So do you think someone gives up their 2027 second round pick next year for Sorsby?
I can't see it. Again, he's wickedly talented, but I know teams.
How about a third round?
A third round, absolutely.
So you agree with me? He's not going past the third round in the supplemental draft.
Yeah, the second round again. Second round, you could still likely find a really, really good player in the second round. To the level of Sorsby's talent. Maybe not, but I think there's also the level of headache when you draft him because your coach is gonna be barraged with every update in his legal case and all that. And I don't think teams want to deal with that, but yeah, in the third round, I think teams would absolutely be willing to do that, and especially a QB needy team. And
so who would you or who could you imagine going ahead and making that pick?
I think you look at it. I think you got to start with probably a team like Arizona. Jacoby Brissett's in limbo. I know they drafted Carson Beck, but realistically, I don't think Carson Beck's going to do much in the NFL. The Jets. I mean, what do you do? Are you trotting out Fields again this year?
No, it's Geno. It's Geno Smith.
Oh, I forgot. They did sign Geno, but again, the future there, you don't know. What Geno wasn't good last year for the Raiders, and again, the Raiders, there were outstanding reasons why he wasn't good there.
Again, Geno's not the long-term answer for the Jets. I understand that, and I think that the Jets understand that. I think Geno understands that. I don't know, though, if bringing in Sorsby, though, is the fix or is necessarily someone that Aaron Glenn wants to but again, it's the Jets. Yeah, that's exactly where he's going to go. Oh, my God.
And again,
the Jets are going to take him in the first round. The Jets are going to take him in the first round. And here's the thing. This is what will happen. The Jets will take him in the first round, and then they'll be awful. And it will cost them their first-round pick next year, which would have been Arch Manning.
Could. I never know, but
it's all right because the next one, the next one, it's okay. It's okay. All right. I was looking at that. Do you know how many days it's been since the Jets have won a championship?
I don't even.
It was like 20,000 and some change.
Joe Namath won their
Yeah, it was like 20,000 and some change. So, all right, we're out of here. We got one more quick break. We got to take this one. I'm going to give Ricky a couple of seconds as he sets up the intro, outro. We're going to be back in 2 minutes and 10 seconds to finish up the show because it's 8:52 and we got to talking tonight here on Sports Night on WBRE, WYOU 2822. We need some new. Oh God, I can't think of what it's called. What's it called? The
Theme
pop.
music?
The pop. No, not. I wouldn't mind some new theme music. You want to switch up the theme music?
Once they get you in the bump and everything fixed out, I think we'll probably get some new. So I like the last theme music we had before.
All right, we got to figure some stuff out. We gotta get with creative here. So, hey, what'd you think about the show last night? Did you watch Freedom? Did you watch Freedom 250?
Yeah, it was a spectacle. It was certainly, again, the stadium itself it was nice.
All right, so what did you think about the fights, and then what did you think about the presentation?
The fights were something, as you mentioned. I don't think it was an outstanding card. But
It turned out to be better than I thought it would be.
I was gonna say, yeah, not a lot of fights went the distance either.
No, all seven were knockouts. 7 fights, 7 knockouts.
Yeah, I think Ilya Tuperia beat Justin Gaethje actually.
Gaethje, yeah.
Gaethje actually won that.
One of the biggest upsets in UFC history. I mean, as Tuperia was 17-0 coming in, one of the biggest favorites, and I mean, he just did not look good at all.
No, he did not. I thought Gaethje controlled most of that fight, and again, ultimately won that. I think at the end of the 4th round, he ended up getting the TKO.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a big upset there, and then you look at it further down. Sean O'Malley's always very entertaining.
That was the knockout and then the walk-off salute as he had hit him. I mean, that didn't look like the cleanest of. I've seen O'Malley with some devastating punches, but I mean, it must have been clean. It must have been clean, yeah. And then Cyril Gane just looked absolutely dominant.
Yeah, beating Alex Pereira and that barely didn't go much into the second round.
No, he looked dominant, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was lucky to get 1 round, but yeah, Gane with the big win, and then I think.
What'd you think of the presentation?
Presentation was really cool. I think they had the flyover before the fight. That was cool. The arena itself, I like that X shape. I think there were some weather disturbances, some weather worries, but
yeah, there was a weather delay.
But again, overall, it was a solid appearance.
Worth your taxpayer dollars.
Again, if you're gonna use taxpayer dollars, you gotta go all out. Like, you can't half measure and say, we're going to cut costs here.
Should we have been able to vote on what our taxpayer dollars were going for, though?
I think again, if people are legitimately
don't get yourself in trouble, Ricky. Don't get yourself in trouble, okay? Stick to sports.
Yes.
Remember, they told us to stick to sports. They told us to stick to sports. It was a good presentation. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but it looked cool.
I wasn't.
You're good, Ricky. You're good. I'm getting you out of getting yourself in trouble. I'm getting myself in trouble so you don't get in trouble. Okay? Because again, it was stick to sports is what LeBron James was told. Shut up and dribble is what they were told. But yeah, it looked cool. It did look cool. I watched the fights when I got back from Pocono. I watched the fights. Listen, let me say this before we get out of here. Whatever side you are on, whatever leaning you have, whatever, and bring me back up. Let's get out of this. Whatever side you're on, whatever leaning you may be, whatever you believe and stand for, the 3 days in Pocono, there was no division at all. People were enjoying the red, white, and blue across the board. From watching soccer together on a Friday night there to people watching the Knicks here in Pennsylvania on Saturday and then watching hockey on Sunday afterwards. It was just an incredibly, incredibly well put together weekend here in Pocono, and that's all that matters is the NEPA and the 570. And we're going to see you guys tomorrow night here one more time on WBRE, WYOU 2822 Sports Night. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for joining us all weekend from Pocono. Have a great evening, and have a great start to your week.